I wish charities like this and services like this had more support, more NHS support, more government support, because at the end of the day it's a charity and it relies on fundraising and it relies on people donating money for this and I just think that it's a service that needs to be provided. There are so many people that require help like this. I'm Lynn and this is Amelia and I'm Amelia's mum. Amelia was born November 2018 and there was a lot of complications and she was in the hospital for I think 5-6 weeks. We managed to get her home 2 days before Christmas and it wasn't easy at all. And I think it must have been the March of that year. I think we managed to plough through with just sheer, I don't know what we were running on, determination that we could cope almost. But we've got 2 other children. Amelia's got older sisters who were at the time 10 and 5. And we were caring for her as she needed to be cared for. But everything else was kind of falling apart. You don't realise it until you one day just hit a wall. And weirdly, it was my sister who lives in Switzerland. I was on the phone to her and I was really not coping very well with Amelia. We were tired. She was still being fed through a G-tube with just a syringe, which you have to kind of hold up above her head 5 times a day until... So that was just hours of your life doing that. And then one day I just said to her, I can't do this anymore, I'm just exhausted. And it was her from Googling online said, look, there's a baby hospice in Middlesbrough, Zoe's place. Because then that day, Amelia's community nurse came out for a visit and it was the first time she'd seen us really upset and really starting to... And she said, I wondered when this was going to happen because it was almost too good to be... Every time she'd come in, she'd say, no, they seem to be okay. But she said there's a point where you're going to hit a wall. And it happened to be that day. And then before I'd even said to her about what my sister had suggested, she said, look, I'm going to see if she can get a few nights in Zoe's place because you need the break. I can honestly say within those 5 days, it was just such a huge turnaround. I was reluctant. I first came in, I was upset, I remember crying and I was instantly put at ease. I still remember the nurse that I first spoke to when I came in and she made me a cup of tea and after those 5 days when we took her home, I was looking forward to her going back in again. And it's just been like that ever since. It's so good to know that you've got that night because then I can have a night to myself or do something with my husband and spend time with the other girls. And it's been a godsend. Hard raising kids anyway when they're not special needs. And I've already recommended Zoe's place to so many people and said, don't struggle on your own because you can't pour from an empty cup. And when your kid's in at Zoe's place, they're looked after, they're having the time of their life and you get a chance to kind of, recharge. And then when you come back and pick them up, you just feel you've had a chance to breathe, But it's quite a big thing to ask for help, and I know it's a big thing to ask for help, but I don't think anyone would ever regret sending their child here.